dobrej roboty. Myślę, że możemy śmiało zaczynać. Zapraszam panie na powitanie. So let's start the day today. I drugi mikrofon.
Hope you can hear us. It's working. Okay. Hello, my name is Zofia Koźniewska, and I would like to welcome all the participants of the hackathon on behalf of Zachęta National Gallery of Art. We are so happy that you can be with us today, and there are so many of you, and that there is such a big interest in Open Zachęta. Open Zachęta is a project that we have been working on since 2 years. And its purpose is to make the Zachęta collection more accessible to everyone all over the world. So it is very important to us, and we are very happy that you are here today.
Thank you, Zosia. And my name is Aleksandra Janus, and it's my great pleasure and honor to open officially that part of the day. At Centrum Cyfrowe, connecting arts, culture, and technology is a very important part of our mission. That's why we are very excited that we can work on that particular task with so many of you. And I hope this has been an inspiring, exciting and fun time, and I'm very curious to see what you're gonna present, and we are very much looking forward to taking some of the ideas and inspiration that come from you further. So can't wait. Welcome, and let's start.
So, I would like to start and welcome the team number 1. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's join us. And today we have a day to share your ideas and concepts. Will we going to have a person that is presenting from your team?
I'm going to be here.
Okay. Dobra. Ktoś z wami będzie prezentował? Czy macie z linka?
Zgodzimy się prezentację.
Dobra. A, to jest wasza prezentacja. To jest wasza prezentacja.
Tak, ja jeszcze będę musiała otworzyć.
Proszę bardzo.
Okay. No, na szybko. Jak sprawdzić ten kod? Czy on przyszedł? Bo to jest zespół, który właśnie prezentuje.
A czy oni mają go wykorzystać tutaj?
Jak jest kodem od podświetlenia? Nie, chcemy go przekazać kodem do... Tak.
Okej, dobra, to do Pawła to...
Najwyżej później, tak?
Czego ci potrzeba? Co tutaj widać? Może ekranu w ogóle, bo jesteśmy Tak. Tak. Okay, a few minutes for technicalities.
Ja nie wiem, czy to jest...
Dobra. Potrzebujemy sobie dobra, pójść chromem. Wiesz co, nie, bo to jest spoko, bo chyba, że macie wejście lanowe. Okej, dobra, to teraz sobie zrobimy. To już nam powinno pójść. Nie, spokojnie, z czasem tutaj możesz ustawić. Spokojnie, nie ucieknie wam czas.
Nie, to nie o sobie chodzi.
Dobra. Spróbujcie z tego. Czy potrzebujecie, żeby ktoś na Zoomie widział waszą prezentację? Dobra. Working, perfect. Dobra. Czy jesteście gotowi?
Mamy podobnie z tym, bo nie działa na strzałki.
Które strzałki nie działają? Dobra, a możecie potem sobie po prostu scrollować w trakcie... O.
Nie
Idzie.
możemy.
Możecie sobie scrollować w ten sposób do prezentacji.
Interaktywne, których nie możemy pokazać w ten sposób.
A mobile moment for troubleshooting with the prototype. O.
No bo to jakby czas stracimy nie na ładowanie na strony, więc to
Mhm.
jest de facto czas
Technicznie.
prezentacji. Nie?
Nie, w sprzęcie komputera nie. Jeszcze sprawdzę. Bez tego nie idzie. Nie, będzie to musiało pójść z tego. No. Na przewijanie. Gotowi? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're ready. Let's give a big round of applause for the first team. Good starter. 8 minutes for the presentation and let's go.
Very much. Hi. Sorry for technical difficulties. We are EduDev team, and we were tasked with creating a solutions directed towards the teachers. During our interviews, we came up with 3 recurring problems that each teachers are mostly encountering. And the biggest one is probably the constant lack of time. Teachers feel frustrated that they always need to stick to the core curriculum, and probably the most important issue is that these days it's hard to make students emotionally involved in lesson. So based on that, we crafted a persona that will allow us to sympathize with user more and create possible solutions for that. We've defined 3 main problems: that it's hard to make students emotionally involved in lessons, and the solution for that will be engaging games and reaction options in our tool. The second is that creating artwork, collections of artwork is time consuming. So we created simple tool for collecting artworks from resources from Zachęta and Europeana, supported with a dedicated tag-based search engine. And the third one is that there is no easy way to share the materials you gathered with the rest of the class. So we created a simple tool to share the artwork with a selected group of people. This solution will bring many educational values to the table. And while creating this app, we were thinking about making it more accessible for people with different disabilities and neurodiverse. And about that, my colleague will tell a little more.
Hi, I'm Joanna. So basic requirements like contrast you will observe on our code and our prototype. But I would like to tell you about our MVP, how we make it accessible. So our code and our UX project will be based on WCAG 2.1 medium level. Before ending of every sprint, our software testers will checking with using free tools and checklist if our part of the tool is accessible. And definitely before release on the production, we have to ask beta testers to check all whole tool. It's really accessible, and for that we, for example, can ask Widzialni Foundation for help. Here we can see our code, and with one example, it's alt attributes solution which provide alternative text.
Hi, I'm Arek. I'm responsible for the development, and the platform will be facing the mobile devices and also the website. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ася, and I will tell you a little bit more about our prototype. And as we mentioned before, our solution is a website, and our main goal is to make art more accessible. So first of all, there's a possibility to browse throughout a collection of items from Zachęta and Europeana, and in the future maybe others, or use a set of tags. There are also ready-made collections that you can use. These are recurrent motifs, for example, in education, such as nature or love. And there are three main functionalities that we implemented here. First of all is creating your own collection, and that you can personalize and share with others. Second of all is mini games, and this is what I'm going to show you a little bit later. We believe in education that's based on emotion, on curiosity, and on playfulness. And we believe that these mini games can inspire educators of different subjects and different levels. And third motto that we have is to experience virtual art without borders. So we provide access to items in high quality, but we make sure that everybody feels welcome. So we provide audio description, captions, and games for different type of students. And now we are going to enter nature. We're going to enter one of the collection, which is nature. Here we can see a brief description of this collection, possibility to save it, and also we can see some pieces of art from Zachęta Gallery, and we are going to enter the details of one of them, which is a Sasnal one. Okay, here we can see the page of the painting. We have a description, we have basic information. Here we have a possibility to turn on audio transcription. We can also use video transcription in sign language, or we can add this piece of art to our collection. Here, underneath, we can see also that there is possibility immediately to create a mini game with this piece of art, and I will show you this in a second. But also, if you're interested in further exploring the subjects connected to this piece of art, you can also use YouTube videos with sign language prepared by Zachęta. And now, because the mini game is the core of our idea, we are going to show you one. And we'll share it as a mini game. Okay, here we go. Here we have different templates for different types of games that we can use as educators or teachers. We wanted to make sure that these are for different levels. For example, we have puzzle, but we have puzzle or sound puzzle for example, kids with disabilities. Action reaction, but using different sensories like words, sounds, or emojis. And I'm going to show you a game for a little bit maybe older students, which is one question. So here we entered the game, a mini game called One Question, and here the teacher has a possibility to enter a question that he wants to ask their students concerning this piece of art. So the question will be here, what do you feel looking at this painting? And the game starts. So 27 students are in, and now the students are reflecting on art and thinking what is this word that really describes their experience concerning this particular piece of art. And here we will have some responses. So there's anger, there is sadness, there is hope, and also there's this one student at the end who didn't really take it seriously. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Basically, so far we received a great feedback about this solution. Correctly implemented will have endless possible applications, not only for teachers, but for other educators as well. And I would like to thank you so much. We are Education EduDev team. Thank you so much for your attention.
Bravo! Questions from our jury?
Is it working?
Yes, it should be.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. I just want to make sure if I understand it well enough. So this, without microphone, I'm also loud enough. So this.
Can you have it closer, Sylvia? Yeah.
Okay, so this concept responds to two challenges we have in the hackathon, in fact, right? So it's not only for educational purposes, but also for people with disabilities, right?
That is just additional feature that we put into our lab.
So
it's
mainly
about educational tool targeted towards the teachers.
Also, one of basic requirement was making this tool accessible on medium level AI.
Okay,
so
great.
it needs to be.
And also, it was very important for us because education and kids, they're diverse too. So we wanted to also highlight this fact that they're not. I think there aren't a lot of games that are allowing neurodiverse kids and kids with disabilities to be able to participate in them. I mean, online games. So this is something that's also very important for us.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Agnieszka Kowalczyk. Very nice talk. Thank you. I have a question about students. How they can join this mini game? You presented what equipment they need and how they are doing this.
Yeah. I didn't have time to tell you about it during the presentation, but it's really important. We wanted to use Kahoot type. I don't know if you know this tool Kahoot, but this is like our benchmark. So we have a QR code or a game pin, and older students, we think that they're going to enter using their mobile phone, so they just enter a pin, and they can see the piece of art that they can also zoom in. And they have a possibility to, for example, write, I'm talking about this one game that we saw. So basically mobile phones, but as Kahoot also has a possibility to use it on normally in the browser as a web app. So we want to provide this possibility because I think this is more universal.
I would like to add that the teacher can share with other students the game that he or she choose by scanning the QR code, as you have seen. So this is one of the possibilities of sharing this game between not only between students but also between the devices.
also after feedback, we think that this game part can develop also for interactive boards, which is useful for class, I think, from fourth to sixth. So we can develop this part like that.
We have time for one more question, if you have.
Hi, I'm Douglas from Europeana. Thanks for a nice presentation. At the very beginning, you said that students were bored and didn't really engage with lessons. And I would like to know why. Is it the content that teachers are presenting, or is it the format and like the digital interface? What were your thoughts around that?
Well, it's mainly, I think, it's routine of the everyday classroom. This our solution will allow to diversify the lesson course for each teacher, possibly with not only in a classroom but also on, for example, on a field trip.
Also, we had a consultation with teacher, we have user testing, and the feedback that we received was really, really positive, because also I'm an ex-teacher, and I know this excitement when they see Kahoot, but I believe Kahoot is only quiz ABCD, you know, and this is bringing some more additional values. For example, like reflection, they can actually reflect, have this moment of seeing the art. So I think we're using the solutions that already exist in some way, that are this gamification, excitement, making students super excited, but at the same time we adding this extra value of actually, like, I would say, reflection. And including kids that are not exactly, they're neurodiverse or with this capacities.
Thank you.
Perfect. Congratulations again to team number 1 for handling the pressure of being the first. And now I will ask the team number 6 to join us.
Hi, can you hear me well? I'm the presenter.
Yes, give us a moment.
Okay, I'll share my screen with you so you can see the presentation.
Give us a moment so we could also see you. We have you here.
Okay, can you see the slide, Team 6, 5 women?
Give us a moment. Perfect. Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, if you can see and hear me, I think we can start. So, hello everyone, my name is Dominika, and on behalf of the team that we named 5 Women, we would like to show you what we created this week during Hackathon. And our task here was to create a solution that uses Zachęta's online resources and a solution that is available to people with different disabilities. So what did we do? We diagnosed the problem first, and we wanted to address our main user, namely Eva. And I would like to introduce Eva to you, who is a deaf person since birth, so sign language is her native tongue. Before I tell you a little bit more about the project, we also have here a message to Eva, so she could also learn, at least at the very beginning, what we will be talking about. So coming back to Eva, well, as I said, she's a deaf person, so Polish is actually a foreign language for her, and actually she would like to use some online resources that are related to art, but so far she has only been discouraged with this experience. Why? Because, you know, when she opens a museum webpage, very often the texts are very complicated, the sign language interpreter is not available, so basically she feels excluded. What does she need? She needs accessible sources online that are adapted to her needs and something that will connect her to other art lovers. However, we not only thought about Eva, we also gathered some quotes from other people with disabilities. Wait. And what do other people say? For example, for years, institutions have not cared about such people. They did not care about accessibility. People do not know what such institution can offer them. We need someone who will tell us that such things exist. Or the problem is a poor visibility of the resources online. It takes time to find them. Or there is a problem with museums personnel who does not understand the needs of people with disabilities. There are no elevators or even accessible driveways in many old museums. There are no subtitles in archival documents, no sign language interpreters, and the institutions do not reply to emails. So what is our challenge? What we worked on? How can we help Eva to solve the problem of lack of accessibility of online museum resources so that she could fully use and enjoy artworks in the Zachęta Gallery of Art? We based our solution on these five values. What's important here? Universal design, because we believe that the solution we want to create should be from the very beginning designed in such a way that it will meet the needs of a very broad group of users. And this is connected with our second value, inclusivity, because we want to gather art lovers around Zachęta for whom the passion is art, and this passion for art is their major ability. Their physical or mental state, it's not a limitation to experience art. We also think that very important are things like open access, personalization, and art that is available 24/7. That's why our motto and the hashtag we created for the project is Art Connect. So how do we want to solve the problem? Well, we want to create an accessible web page that will allow users with different needs to get easy access to Zachęta's online resources and to get personalized solutions on their path of discovering artwork. When we're creating the solution, of course, it was very important for us to meet the WCAG standard. I will not go into much details here, just generally speaking, we took into consideration these four standards, namely that our solution is perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. So let's start. Okay. So imagine it's early Sunday evening and Eva wants to check if there is anything new on the Zachęta's website. She does not live in Warsaw, she lives far away, so she has no chance to visit the gallery in person very often. So she opens the webpage and she discovers there is this new button on the webpage, Zachęta Accessible Online. This is the black button in the main bar on the top of the page. And for this button, we also created a code. This is an example because we already thought, okay, Eva is our main persona, but this is a button that is already at the very top of the page. So people who use screen readers can also discover it very quickly and get encouraged to move further on the website. So Eva clicks on this button and she is redirected to our landing page. Hopefully you will see it in a moment when Figma downloads this solution. This is our web page. So you can see we took care about the contrast here and what kind of solutions are here. So we have a welcome message, and all the messages that are on the web page are written in plain language, so it's simple and does not require difficult words. We have here already a button that you can log into to Zachęta, but before you do it, we would also like to introduce this option that we call Zachętacz, which is like a person who you can contact, who will answer all your questions, and this person also knows sign language. We have our statement that we care, about users so they could use the resources online. If you are curious about the project, you can click more and be redirected to a page about this project. And here are our first functions. There are 4 buttons that you can click. So the first one about artwork will redirect you to a browser where you can check and discover all online Zachęta's resources. But if you're a person who has visual impairment of any kind, you can choose the second button and be redirected already to the selection of artworks that have audio description. You can also choose option number 3, which is clicking on a button that will redirect you to a list of artists who were and are present in Zachęta's collection. And then you also have this 4th button that when you click it, you will be redirected to what already exists, namely the Encyclopedia of Artworks with sign language that Zachęta already has. Then we would like to present the artwork of the week. We chose In Art We Trust. So this is this part where Zachęta chooses one artwork that is adapted to needs of different users. So of course we have here the text, we have the visuals, we also have the audio description that people can use right away, and we have here a sign if you would like to see the version, the sign with hands that will redirect you to the video with sign interpreter. And at the very bottom of the page, we would like to encourage our users to create an account, because it will give you some additional options like adding your favorite artworks to your account or creating collections. So Eva decides to join it. Let's go back to the presentation. I see the time is running out. Oh, we also have here an example of code about the artwork of our week. And then Eva is redirected to the portal. And here we would like to give her the offers, as I said, to add the artwork that she likes to her account, to browse it. We also thought about such an option that you can create collections. Maybe in the future you can also share them with others. The perfect idea would be to connect the resources with the resources of Europeana and Wikimedia. And we also thought about introducing such an option that you can select what kind of artwork you are interested in. And once a week, Zachęta will send you a newsletter with one artwork that is suitable for your needs. Yes, I hear it. So we know why our product is better than existing solutions. And that's the last thing I will say, because already on the landing page, we offer access to search results that are adapted to the needs of people with visual impairment or to the deaf. They don't have to search for it. It's not hidden. There is no endless scrolling of resources. That's a nightmare for screen readers. There are no distractors, no commercial, only artworks that are in open access, that are legal. So no stolen images, clear copyright. So it's a reliable official source of knowledge that's open to many people, easy to use, and we can develop it very easily. But I don't have time to talk about because the time is run out. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you like it, and I would like to thank the team for the work of the week. Girls, we did it. We can be just proud of ourselves. Good job. Thank you.
Great, congratulations, bravo. Questions from the jury? Yeah, feel free, just use the mic.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I have a question. Why do we need to create an account to browse the collection in an accessible way?
Okay, this is something that I have not said. Like, access to the resources, to the online resources, is free of charge, and you can browse the collections without setting up the account. Maybe this should have been explained more clearly on the landing page. But access to the resources is not connected with creating an account. You can browse them. You create an account if you want to add, if you browse the collection and there is something you would like to gather in one place, to have the possibility to come back to it. But the access to it is without logging in.
Okay, thank you. So I misunderstood it. Thanks.
Who's next? More questions?
Hi.
Okay, if you have questions about the code, we have a person sitting there in the audience if you would be interested about it.
That was a quick reaction to it. Who do we have as a representative of the team? Ah, okay, so here is the representative to answer your questions, if you may want.
No, I'm just waiting for the repository, so.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Any other questions from the jury? Yeah, Douglas.
Thank you for a nice presentation. What is the source of the audio descriptions, please? Who creates those?
Right now, for the first, we're on this stage, we're thinking that, if you want to start the project, you already use the Zachęta collection. That it's not really broad, but we think that with the time it will be developed. And for creating audio descriptions, well, I think we could use some already existing software that will at least prepare the first version that then can be checked with a human being if it's correctly written down and if there are no mistakes, if it's an audio description, if it's a text added to a video. And for audio descriptions, we just have to hire a lecturer to record it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, one more.
Maybe, yes. So, because I was following your project, so I understand you resigned from this part of social platform think?
We had a huge discussion about it because from the interviews we had, there was this strong need among the users that they want to be a part of the community. However, or when we get feedback from one of the mentors, it was the opinion that, you know, it's a great idea as an idea, but turning it into practice requires additional resources such as hiring a moderator who would have to take care of all the content that is created there. So once we have this sphere of, you know, being a logged in person and creating first, you know, your own resources, your own folders, maybe then you can first share it and just have this option to just add your likes, like the hearts, but without commenting, and maybe an option that you can send messages to each other. So something that does not have to be moderated. And the last step would be just adding comments or creating a forum, because this has to be moderated and requires much more effort on the Zachęta side. So this has to be really discussed so we avoid a situation that there will be any sort of offensive content.
Thank you. I think it was good decision. Thank you for your presentation.
Okay, great. So bravo once again. Congratulations. Very good presentation. Perfect timing. So now team number 9. Who do we have? Where do we have team number 9?
Okay, good morning.
Something is there.
Hello.
Yeah, we can see you. And we can see the screen. Whenever you're ready, you can start.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today is the day of the presentation of our online tool for Zachęta. But before we reveal any details, we would like you to understand why we have actually all been agonizing over this hackathon for the past week. Please imagine yourself in a school corridor. Noise, crowding, not very pleasant. At 8 in the morning, the bell rings, and you are the one who has talked about the dance macabre motif in literature and art for 45 minutes and keep students interested. What can you do to keep the students' attention so they remember at least half of the topic? How to build context? After all, they learned about the Middle Ages in history 2 years ago. If you too have asked yourself these questions, you already know how our main proto-persona feels and the difficulties she faced. Mrs. Kasia, a 50-year-old Polish language teacher at the high school in Warsaw, is looking for a creative solution to her problems, a way to get her understand students interested and involved.
Of course, before we started creating proto-persona and challenges, we got to know our users. We got to know their concerns, which we decided to turn into something positive. We wanted to create something that would develop creativity, self-presentation skills, but also allow for quick repetition of material. Students, obviously as our second target group, want a modern approach to combine learning with entertainment, so they need an engaging learning tool. And for this reason, up to 70% of teachers use online education tools to make lessons more creative and fit to the needs of today's youth. And about our online tool. To do this, all you need to do is simply fry a collage, usmash collage. You're probably wondering, what is it? We have developed a creative tool to show that art is also fun and that contemporary art is not so absurd. Well, at least not in every case. Fry collage is an online tool available on the Zachęta website that encourages people to express themselves, explore art in a virtual way, and test their skills. We plan to link this to the current Zachęta website and enhance a similar look to match the gallery visual identification. Miss Kasia, depending on her mood, will use it as a warm-up before the right lesson in the form of repetition, a homework assignment to go through the student's favorite work of art, or simply an encouragement to discussion. And about our online tool. Fry collage, usmash collage, allows you to create compilation from the collection of Zachęta, Europeana, Wiki Commons in terms of a selected motif, 1, 2, or a dozen works of creative action. Sorting by area, time frame, author, data, and theme will be available, of course. Once selected, 2 interactive options appear: game panel, and photo editing. Photo editing includes two options. The play with art on the left. Options use artificial intelligence to ask you questions and prompt you to creatively interpret their works. Options become master of creativity, challenge you to create a collage, an artistic dialogue between works of art, areas, and artists. After editing, you can share the results of your work on your social media or send the graphic to your friend. The game panel includes a base of given questions for three categories: inspire, express, and feel. And obviously we're showing you the how it all looks like. If you have more questions, obviously we will answer later. And when it comes to web content accessibility guidelines, it includes appropriate spacing in the text, enhanced contrast, easy language, easy intuitive navigation, tool navigation. The user decides how to choose those objects, no flash effects, and buttons with a minimum size 44 pixels. And about code, obviously, our Ignacio will tell you more about it.
About code. We managed to create a console application in Java language. In the project, we did a class structure that represents artwork with HTTPS URL connection, which contains URL and bearer token. We sent requests to Zachęta API. In response, we get JSON that is converted into Java object. Then we can manipulate this object and retrieve any information. In the future, we plan to add Europeana's API so that our program could use even more art pieces.
Okay, and last but not least, benefits for teachers and for students. So our tool connects high and popular culture. Fry collage can be used not only during Polish lessons, but also in art history, and other humanities subjects in many different ways. As a tool for learning about works of art, for building context, for repetition, an exercise, for example, as a rebus. The tool can be used by the teachers during the lessons or by students outside school on laptops or phones. And about our team, obviously, and we want to thank you all for listening, for your attention. And just like one of the Polish language teachers said, we want to make an art trendy. Thank you very much.
Bravo, congratulations. Now let's go to questions. Anything that comes into your mind.
Okay, so I have one little question. Teachers obviously might have students with disabilities. How do you cater towards this in case you have a visually impaired student, for instance? What happens then? How can he or he participate?
Sarah, I couldn't hear enough good the question because the quality wasn't enough, but maybe someone else in the group.
Yeah, okay. Allow me to repeat. What do you propose to do so people can do when teachers have kids with disabilities in the classroom? How they can participate? How they can use your solution?
So if we have students pupils with which they aren't able to see because so if they aren't see enough good something, there is really enhanced color contrast because it is 14:1. There is also the text. Text is just normal text. It's not converted object. So they can use, for example, tabulator button, and by clicking on the PC computer, so they can launch it. Sorry,
You have auto description.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. With auto description, so it's also made for people with disabilities.
Dorota, is the answer detailed enough?
Yes, satisfying answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. More questions? You're just in awe of the concept and you're thinking about.
Okay, so maybe I have a question. I have a question about your students. Is it you thought about younger students, or what was your perfect student for this tool. And also you said something about that this is an engaging tool. Why? I mean, is it exactly engaging because they create or something, or what was your motivation to create this collage tool?
Okay, so allow me to kind of paraphrase. So what is your ideal student? It's created for younger students or older students? Give us an example. And then where is the engagement, kind of how students can engage with it?
Well, we focus mostly on high school because that's our persona, or teacher from high school, but obviously it's also from younger students. But for high school, we thought that this online tool will give opportunity for students to make context between all those lessons, because most of the time history, art history, Polish, they're not like kind of connected. For example, in history we're learning about Middle Ages, and on Polish lessons we are learning about modern time. So this tool like gives opportunity to show students the context that's actually modern art takes a lot from older ages, and for them to actually prepare also for exams, because for example the main exam in high school, matura, also it's very important to gather all those like motives, for example beauty, death, and that's kind of tool gives the opportunity to like gather all those examples for exams, for example.
Yeah, thank you.
I would also like to add something, because how to engage pupils and students. It's important in Polish subculture to start talking about art, but for now we can't talk about art because no one prepared us for this. So for us it's really important to focus students on start feeling the art, about analyzing, about wondering what is important in this art. So we would like to prepare a tool for them, and also allow them to express themselves, because it's also important among young people.
I can have time for one short question.
Okay, so my short question is about use case example. For instance, there's a Polish lesson. How do they use this tool?
Can you give us a use case example? So if you imagine there is a Polish language lesson, how do students use your solution?
For example, the teacher for Polish language need to learn students about dance macabre motif in culture. So it can be used as a homework or work during the classes if it's advanced Polish language classes. And the teacher can show this to students and ask them for use, become the master of creativity. And maybe Kosia, can you add something more?
Well, actually, you add that yesterday we had conversation with teachers, and they said they would love to use it also as a homework, because not always they have time to go through all those motives, and also, there's too much information. So this kind of tool would be very helpful for students to repeat the topics that were learned through the lessons. And what also I can imagine like some kind of warm-up before the lessons, because just like Patricia said, we don't have in Poland like cultural education, and we don't have enough time to teach students self-presentation, and this kind of tools gives them opportunity to have a chance to like build a discussion, in this case around art, and to express themselves, and to learn like presentation skills, and to not be scared to say what comes to their minds, because that's also a problem in Polish schools. We students are taught that there is wrong answers actually. So in this case, this would be like freely to express yourself before the right lessons, I would say.
Okay, perfect. Congratulations, bravo again. Also perfect timing. So now team number 4. And in the meantime, I'll ask how just be sure that you're filling in the file. Wygląda jak wasza prezentacja? Dobra. To tylko pozwólcie, że... O, dobra, będzie prezentacja udostępniona. Do mikrofonów.
Ja dziękuję.
Dobra.
Excuse me, may I have your attention, please? Like, I mean, back row. Because, you know, every day dozens of teachers ask this question to their students. And these days, social media are taking a vital part in shaping our views, and our attention span, and this way also the attention span of students, is decreasing. And so is my attention span, that's why I'm holding this thing. So excuse me. But yeah, generally, it's rather hard to reach younger generations with other more demanding forms. And our persona, Basia, who is a high school teacher, wants to introduce some interactive methods that will increase students' engagement. And she's involved in her job, so making lessons more interesting is quite important for her. And when she tries to use materials from the internet in the class, she often encounters the problem of low-resolution images. What is more, she believes that sometimes it's fun to show some materials outside of the textbook, and she would be glad if she could a solution which would be both engaging for students and easy for her to use. So that's the next slide. What could help Basia? We believe that the answer is a simple to use, yet playful tool that would enable her to browse Zachęta collection and use high-resolution images from Zachęta API. And of course, also the other APIs during her lessons. And as I mentioned before, children are living on the social media today. And we believe that what would increase their attention in incorporating social media is incorporating the social media mechanics in, like, you know, educational applications. So the perfect tool is not only focusing on the teacher's needs, it has also taken into account the student's perspective, and with such a tool, each lesson becomes an interesting journey through the world of art, both for teacher and for the students. And there is a technical break, excuse me very much. Yeah, so we are back on track. Our value proposition is delivering a web application which gives access to themed collections prepared by Zachęta educators. The teacher can easily find materials complementing textbook topics and use them during the lesson. Information about the artwork and the author is provided along with extended content from Wikipedia. And where it is possible, videos in Polish Sign Language are also used. So in addition, a teacher who wants to shape students, like let's say aesthetic sensitivity, can encourage them to let their imagination run wild during a class project or assignment. Because we have prepared a
special module for students where they can become the curator of their own exhibition. And by selecting artworks, they can create something interesting or moving for them. So what is more, students are also able to view other students' exhibitions, share them on social media, and give themselves a likes. This way, we introduce elements of gamification into our idea, and they can even do it during the class using their smartphones because our application is responsive. And last but not least, great added value is the opportunity of interacting with the art remotely, because this opens a new opportunities for students affected by transportation exclusion. And of course, let's not forget about such situations like, let's say, periods of pandemic, which sometimes happen. So, we have prepared a fully responsive web application, which is available on both mobile devices and personal computers. And this application includes plenty of features. So first of all, the teachers can get so-called art bytes, which are cataloged Zachęta resources connected with the videos from Art Encyclopedia and Wikimedia API. Teachers can also add their own notes to the art bytes and then share art bytes with students or display high-resolution images in lesson. So imagine a simple scenario in which Basia wants to conduct a lesson about the Polish School of Posters. So she can easily find the theme in the application, and using a multimedia display, she can then display a short movie about the subject. Then she asks the students to open the app on their smartphones and look at the artworks. She can, of course, also display these artworks on the electronic board. So she asks each student to pick one poster these students like, and then students can discuss which posters were liked the most and why. And they also check the associated info to learn more about the authors. And there we have another, like, let's say, killer feature of our application, because this is something which is aimed at students and enables them to become a curator of their own application, of their own art exhibition. But speaking of application, if you could switch slide, one back, no, back, back. Yeah, we have this application deployed. You may check it out. Maybe it will work and app you won't die. But yeah, okay, so back to this topic of Pinterest Instagram-like application. They can become a curator of their own art exhibition. So they may browse Zachęta collections fetched from API and arrange them in their own feeds and share with friends. This Pinterest-like mechanic will help shaping engagement, and the teacher might also decide that as a project, for example, each week a different group of students will prepare an exhibition on a selected topic and share it with the whole class. So this encourages sharing knowledge and interests between students. So we are a Kraken team. We like hackathons in general. There is Marcin today with me. He's a brilliant Python developer. He's also a junior right arrow operator or something like that, and project manager. Online there is Damian. He's DevOps and also a Python developer. Michał, who is also a Python developer, and my name is Mikołaj. I'm like into various hacking stuff and startups. So, okay, few technical details. So first of all, Zachęta can use already existing resources to host the application, or it can be deployed in the cloud because everything is Dockerized in its own Docker Compose. New content which is added to Zachęta collection will show up in the app automatically because we fetch this API. The MVP application is already deployed. It uses Django, Bootstrap, jQuery, and Docker. code is hosted on GitLab. We are WCAG compatible because we use high contrast, alt text, screen reader friendly features, and simple words, easy navigation. And in general, our application is open to general public and can be used by college students, adults, seniors. So thank you very much, and all questions are welcome.
Bravo, congratulations. Questions? Please use the mic.
Thank you for respecting technology in your project. Why have you used Docker at this level of the project?
To be honest, we always use Docker because when you try to deploy, let's say Django 3 dot something something or 4 dot something something on your host directly, there is plenty of problems every time. So we tried to use ppenv, and I hate ppenv. Don't use that. maybe it's good if you can use it, but I can't. So we use Docker and Docker Compose.
So do you use the same setup for different hackathons as well?
That depends. We generally are Python oriented, if I may say. Sometimes we use Django Ninja. Sometimes we use Flask. There were some approaches to use Elasticsearch in Kibana. It all depends on the application, but to be honest, it's my favorite stack. So yeah, mainly Python and Django.
Thank you for your answers.
Hi. I have a question about educational value. When is this moment when a student creates his or her own collection? When is this moment when he or she learns about collection or presents to other students? Because I get this visual or perspective, but is it all about visual side or watching videos, or is this something more when they can learn?
Okay, so we tried to picture it a bit on this slide, so you can see. So you can see you can just go to the detailed page for it's the rightmost picture. So you have some extended. Believe me, you have some extended information about the artwork. Here you can just see the author, because that's what that is actually a Wikipedia article summary. We fetched through the Wikipedia API, and we of course imagine there would be connected artworks. Maybe if that's someday included in the API, also I don't know, the art movement, etc. But also we started with the idea that everybody has some kind of taste in art, we hope. So the different high school students, they would like to share. We pictured it in a way where one would make an exhibition with their favorite artist, and the other person would make an exhibition with just the color yellow, because they love yellow. So everybody would just share their interests, and they would learn also this way. Does this answer your question? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. Can you tell us about how you would moderate the content for different age groups? Because you're pulling from the API of a contemporary art collection, which of course contains many adult themes, but you also talked about different age groups of students, younger, older. So how is that recognized in what you're presenting today?
Okay.
Yeah, so
you want to take it?
Okay, I can take it. Yeah, so basically we wondered about how to handle this problem, and we believe that there are two solutions. First solution is API side. So in my opinion, it should be blocked on the API side, just to prevent this kind of situations. Or the other case is, for example, trying to locate this risky collections of art or risky authors, let's say. and then manually filter their artworks. Because for now it's all like taken at once from the API, so there might be some things that are not appropriate. Thank you.
Okay, bravo again. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Perfect. And now I can see we can have team number 2, right, joining us. Where do you have team number 2? Ah, here.
Potrzebujesz linki do Figma też? Wysłałam do tego Slacka też. Dobra. Też w tym momencie... Będziesz potrzebował go otworzyć. Tak, że można go już tutaj załadować i też mam nieco zakodowane narzędzie, więc też chciałabym, żeby w tym momencie deweloper przyjął ekran i pokazał. Dobra, spoko. Czekaj, to tutaj nie mam jeszcze tego Figma. Z tego tygodnia w sumie.
Czy chcesz, żeby ktoś od Ciebie streamował? Czekaj, zrobimy sobie tak, że nazwiemy...
W tym momencie jest możliwość, że ktoś przejmie ekran z Teamów w pewnym momencie.
Tak, jak najbardziej.
I tutaj właśnie tu udostępnienie ekranu czasem jest zablokowane.
Ja dam Ci na raz, więc Ty po prostu musisz się zatrzymać w tym momencie, w którym będziesz chciał udostępnić, żeby druga osoba była. Zobacz, czy wszystko działa.
Tutaj zrobić full screen. Coś na mnie? Tak.
Sprawdź, czy to działa.
Raz, dwa, trzy. Dzień dobry. Hello, everyone.
Blisko musisz trzymać ten.
Okay, I will try to do that and not forget about that. Okay.
So, team number 2, whenever you're ready, you can start.
So I'm Kasia and I will represent my team, Boty z Soboty. So our idea is aimed to teachers, and we want to use contemporary art to encourage encourage students to learn. And basically, we did some research about, like, we went through many Facebook groups for teachers and read their comments. We found, of course, lots of memes that represent the true life of teachers. And in the previous presentation, there was a lot about those teachers' frustrations, but basically, they really don't have much time to for anything, basically. Like I read those comments; they were written, in the middle of the night. So that shows perfectly their situation. So there are many problems, but mostly, like the biggest frustrations, are connected with massively overload base program, which is also really out of date. Like the program and those lectures and art pieces, they are really, let's say, not new old. And teachers told us during conversations that it's really hard to encourage students to talk during the lessons because students don't understand what they are looking at. So this is one problem that we were thinking about, how we can cover this problem. And like in the base program, they have many art pieces that they can talk about during the lessons, but it's like only few of them. So many of them, like in their spare time, they're looking for additional materials that can expand the topic and show those theme in a broader perspective. So we were thinking about the solution for this particular issue, and we have our product idea is called Update Your Art. So it's a tool. I will maybe open the Figma. So it's a tool that helps our teacher to combine the old art pieces with the new art. Or so here is a main page where our teacher, but not only teacher, this tool can be used by almost everyone. They can explore the collection of Zachęta, Europeana and Wikimedia by searching the topics, but also we have already like some proposals for the topics. Basically, we want to tag art pieces inside. We will talk about this later, how we can do that in easy way. So teachers are, during the lessons, they are also like talking about epochs. So we want to have like already made shortcuts. Another cool option that we are offering is creating a crossover, so we can see different topics crossed with each other to expand the context and to explore those archives in more like a new way. And the other thing that we prepared and proposed is ready-made collections. So basically, in our tool, we can create collections, and those can be made by users, by teachers, also by, for example, Zachęta. So to see how it works, let's say that our teacher during his lesson wants to talk about the topic of Venus. So he can just type in, and then we will see art pieces like connected with the base program. So we will see like classical examples, pretty well known by everyone. So after that, let's say that teacher will talk about the prehistory. He simply can go to this page, and we are proposing like the biggest value of our idea is to connect the history with modern art to expand the context, but also to help teacher to talk about the certain topic and to help students maybe to understand the theme of the lesson. So after clicking on the picture, we can expand some more information. In the future development, we want to add some maybe short, interesting information about our puppies. We want to help also our teacher to by adding questions to each art piece, but maybe it's not only for teachers, it can be helpful for everyone. Also, we will see tags that are connected with each art piece. It's not like only one, but each art piece can have plenty of tags to explore the context of so yeah. And also we really like to create links between each archive, so it will also teach students how they can use internet correctly and get to know more platforms. So also we can read more about the new modern piece of art presented. It's also added with it's connected with questions, and on this page we allow to create a collection based on this topic. Underneath there will be also more examples of art piece that is connected with the topic of Venus. So basically the collection can be made like just drag and drop, and then it can be saved. We can also cross over the topics by pressing this button and play with mixing the topic of Venus with maybe something else. And we talked about this idea with teachers, and they told us that this is a really great tool to use during the lessons, and students are really into creating something for themselves. Like this collection might be useful as a tool used during the lessons, but also for during the as a homework. And just to show you, oh, I don't know why it's okay. Oh no, I can't. Maybe. Yeah. So, as I said before, the collections are saved, and you can go to them on the main page and see peer art pieces here. There is also a possibility to duplicate each collection and edit it, and also crossovers allows to explore the topic. So this is the for now, and let's go back to the presentation. So yeah, so as I mentioned before, it can be used during the lessons, but also it's very practical for students, not like students on academic level. And now we can talk about our work we created during this hackathon, a tool that allows to download use the API of Zachęta, Europeana and Wikimedia archives. But about that, I will give a floor to Adrian.
Let me check. Adrian, please be brief.
Sorry.
Hey everyone.
Your part.
Okay, so basically we crawl through Zachęta API, and we are creating our database enriched with tags and relationships between them.
One main sentence, I can give you that. Anything else you would like to add?
Can you show you show it?
Yeah, sure, but you know what? I have a really delayed sound. I don't know why.
Okay, so I think that for this part we can then leave it to Piotr to go through the details of the code. Thank you very much and bravo for the presentation. Now questions.
Okay, so I can have a question. Yeah, so hi, thank you for this presentation. I have a question because you said that this is the answer for lack of the time for teachers. So how exactly is this the answer, and how this more time will be helpful to make better education?
Okay, so the problem with lack of time is that it's really hard to find a good quality materials on the internet. They are looking for some additional, materials to show during the lessons, but it's time consuming. And also during the lessons itself, we talked with one teacher who told that like going through Google Images and looking for some materials that are connected with the topic of the lessons, it's really hard, and every second during the classes is really important because of this overload-based program. So with our tool, having the topics of the lessons like with the one click or two, it's something really helpful.
So it's going to be connected with curriculum?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like for the further developments, we also, like as I mentioned about the collections, we think that teachers can create their own collections that will be connected, of course, with the base program, and it will be working as as an open source, so other teachers can also use their works. And
Any other questions?
I have a question about logging in. So I understand that to use this tool, every teacher and every student need to register.
actually, no, it can be used without signing in or logging in. And even if you want to create a collection, it will be also available under the link. But if you want to, for example, create a collection and use this from different computer, it requires to, because the link will be connected with cookies. So if you want to use another computer, so it's better to have an account. And also, when you have with account, you can create collections for others to be used. But students don't have to log in to create their collections and to use.
Thank you.
Okay, we can have the time for one quick question. Okay, no, perfect. Thank you very much. Bravo, congratulations. And now, as promised, a 10 minutes break. 10 minutes break, just technical break. So 10 minutes and see you on, according to my watch, 1:35. So see you in 10 minutes. Jak będziecie prezentowali Zooma? Dobra. Numer 10. Ja mam numer 10. Prezentujecie stąd Zooma? Będziesz tutaj jeden.
Przekażę
Twój
Kamilowi
mikrofon.
głos.
Dobra. Pamiętaj, czy... Aha, wszystko stamtąd idzie. Dobra, to wy tutaj się nie musicie nad tym martwić. Nad przełączaniem jakimś.
Tak, nie, znaczy taka była idea.
Jeszcze ostatni moment na ekspres. To jak ma cappuccino zrobić, to mu zejdzie.
Czy ty mnie słyszysz? Czy ty mnie Tak, tak, dobrze słyszę, dobrze.
No dobrze. A kogoś my tu jeszcze mamy? No dobrze, to zaczynamy część drugą. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start part 2 of presentations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still missing one person. Piotr, where are you? Ready? Ready? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, part 2 now. Let's start with the team number 8. The floor is yours whenever you're ready.
Hi, hello to everybody. We are team number 8. And we would like to invite you to experience art in a multi-sensory way. Kamil, uprzejmie zmienisz? We dedicate this project to people with various disabilities, and these are the problems we would like to solve. First, an inability to perceive the art due to disabilities, problem with sharing personal experiences with others, lack of independence during group museum visits. We were touched by the interviews, and these are the sentences which was a base of our thinking. Audio description shouldn't be reduced to describing only the details on the work of art. People very often complain that the quality of the information is not clear or it's difficult, etc. Here of the motions of sighted people, it's some kind of the substitution. We understood it as some kind of the substitution, that the one who can hear can tell the one who can't see what he can hear. It's nice to observe the diversity of reception of art by the different people. This is a need of group experience. Engaging various senses presenting different contexts, it means that we would like to engage various senses. Okay, next, please. And these are the solutions for the problems we defined. The virtual multisensory journey to the art collection will happen by multi-platform web application. There were different artworks based which will fit to the different users. Participation in sharing experience, but it will be the comments will fit to the abilities of users. Okay, and these are advantages of our project. We believe it has educational value, teach how to talk about art, show different perspectives, integration, involvement in the creative process, and according to accessibility, using the right things like contrast, header, structure, etc. Various ways of navigation. It will fit to the abilities, to the needs, engaging various senses to tell each other about art. So this is this group experience with senses. Okay. Now it's coming.
Present a demo of our application. So let's see. We prepared a highly accessible web application. Users will be introduced with a quick start guide that will allow them to learn basics of navigation using keyboard, voice commands, and even head movements. They will also learn how they can add comments to an artwork so that others' experience will be enriched by this. And let's see an example of this.
Poruszanie praca piramida zwierząt. Koń, na koniu jest pies, na psie stoi kot, na kocie kogut. Są miłe, puchate, można poczuć ich sierść, ale potem okazuje się, że oczy mają szklane, martwe.
Once users are ready, they can adjust their experience by choosing the sensory preferences of their own. So they can choose, for example, sign language or audio recordings, and then they can choose the topic of the experience out of chosen thematic paths prepared by art institutions or even community ones. Once this is set, we can go through the journey. We'll present artworks together with user-created content to create unified shared experience of art. Our main goal was accessibility. We want to say, hey, no matter what are your abilities, we got you covered. So we allow users to leave their comments, leave their photos, leave video recordings to enrich other users' experience, and present artworks in multiple representations fitting their sensory preferences and abilities. Here is the high-level overview of the design. So we wanted to tackle three main problems and challenges that we identified. So first one is accessibility of the web application. So this is tackled by using React, HTML, and CSS to meet WCAG standard. The second one is to find different representation of the same artwork. And this is tackled by connecting to different collection APIs and unifying them in a single unified artwork collection service. And the third one, if we don't have a representation of an artwork in these APIs, we can enrich it using external APIs, for example, IBM Watson speech-to-text, text-to-speech, or even Microsoft Emotion API, so that we could enrich user experience. And we also want to make users to feel like coming back to our service, so the paths are not static, they are dynamic, and they are generated by a designed machine learning service that proposes new artworks.
Now, Paweł, please.
Wait a second, I have some notes here. Our platform will provide users with high-quality interactive experiences. In this example, you can see our interactive binaural audio experience. So this is a technical demo that we did. It uses head tracking data for mixing audio. So when you move your head to the left, you can hear the sound of the sea. And when you move the head to the right side, you can hear the crickets in high grass. And this technique can be used to map sounds to specific parts of the image and supplement sensory experience for people with visual disabilities. You can test it yourself by visiting the link in the presentation. Use your headphones for stereo effect and allow camera for head tracking. And in the next steps, we want to expand this technique to VR experiences. So in VR, we can track users' position in the room and simulate the audio in virtual space. In the VR experience, we can also use users' audio comments and simulate sharing exhibition experience. So we can make the users interact with other users in VR. And these experiences can be used in many different cases. So the basic one would be using it on laptop or on phone. It could be used in VR in some art institutions, and it could be also used in VR by the users in home. And we also want to make innovative tools, creators to remix artworks and create comments on the artwork, so artists could use it to remix open Zachęta art. Okay, so this is our team, and thank you very much for your attention.
Bravo, perfect. Perfect timing. Questions that we may have from our jury. There's also one on the table if you'd like. It's already on.
Excuse me, so I wanted to ask you how much of the technology you've implemented yourself? I mean, for example, the audio experience from the demo, was it just a tool that you used externally, or was it something you needed to adjust?
I can tell about the architectural part. So we have partial implementation of the web application, like a draft in React application. We have also a draft of the unified API service, which connects to external APIs. Currently, this includes reaching Zachęta API, but in the same manner, we plan to develop to other APIs. And maybe Paweł can tell about his immersive stuff.
Okay, so in this demo, I used head tracking to mix the audio. So this is based on JavaScript, and it works in the browser. And for the VR experiences, there could be different levels of complexity. So this most complex experience would be using Unreal Engine and using the sound, modeling the sound environment in there. So yeah, I didn't hear the question. I didn't hear the question in
But could you please?
My question was if you implemented the code for this section, and if so, it's going to be nice if you also send it as a part of the repository.
It's hard to hear him here.
Yeah. So let me paraphrase. The question was if you implemented the code for this immersive experience, and if yes, could you please include it into your repository?
Yes, it's the code. I used cables. This is visual programming. So the link is provided in presentation that we also send it. Yeah, this is the link, and we also send it on the email, so you can check it here. We also exported this code, but the code is automatically generated, so it's better to open it in Kbus editor and you can see how it's made.
Thank you.
Okay, I have two questions. First, do you need to be logged in to use this tool? And second one, how about moderation of the content which would be added by the users? Because you told us that the users would be adding some content. So who would be moderating them, or maybe some kind of algorithm would be doing it? So could you elaborate on it?
Yeah, at the beginning we decided not to be logged in, but of course it can be an option. The second thing, it's obvious it must be moderated because a lot of spam can happen, can appear. But at that moment we not decided yet how it would be solved. But for sure we think about moderation.
And how about the first question? Is it login required?
It's an option.
Okay. I have time for one short question, if you have. Nope. Perfect. So congratulations, bravo.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and now we have team number 10 joining us. Potrzebujecie dwóch? Jest kierunkowe, więc trzeba mówić blisko i w ten sposób, a nie w ten.
Okay.
Do czubka.
Tak, siadaj.
Chodźcie tak tutaj, się nie chowajmy.
Sure. Hello, I'm Jakub. This is Joanna
Hello.
and Aneta. We are team number 10, as well known as procrastinators. And, and we would like to present you our thoughts about something for senior art lovers. Because when you design for seniors, you design for all. So this is, probably you know this guy, this is our persona. I mean, it's a male version of our persona, but anyway, according to our research, seniors are not anymore
old,
digital disabled. So they use internet, they know how to run Facebook, they send email, they play with multimedia, they know how to navigate, how to use touch interfaces as well. So when we did our interviews, we discovered what they wanted the most is to learn and to be a part of art society. And for them, the most important component of this art navigation system, let's say, it's simplicity. So we thought that they are brave, they have experience, they are new young, as you can say, nowi starzy. Our persona has 60 plus years, so we can imagine that this person is receiving a pension and has a lot of free time. So this person, Małgosia, can explore, can make new friendships with her new colleagues, not necessarily from work or from school, because some of them are dead already. So so we decided to propose a club for them, and we call it Klub Miłośników Sztuki in Polish, which in English means, of course, Senior Art Lovers Club. So this should help to connect, for them to connect both between them and with the art society.
Online and offline.
Online and offline.
Very
this is
important
very
for us.
important, that we are not creating only the online version of the system, but as well we encourage them to meet live in Zachęta at the exhibitions. And something we thought about, and this is like very important, that navigating the digitalized collection of the Zachęta is too difficult for seniors. for me as well. Actually, I'm not that old, but anyway.
So we have 4 new functionalities: Art Match, Zachęta Artworks, My Calendar, and My Gallery. And this is for club. And for everyone, we still have a possibility to search informations from API from the Zachęta and Europeana and Wikimedia.
So it's for them to join a club, to review the content of the Zachęta website. It's not demands you don't have to log in. But if you want to create your collection, or you want to meet people, or you want to be a part of society, you need to log in. But you can do it through like a Facebook profile or a Google account, which most of the seniors they have something like this. And
about Art Match.
For elderly, they can as well log with their phone number. And now we would like to show you some technology behind it.
One of the main features of the Art Match application is the on-screen view. It allows the user to intuitively browse artworks and other interesting materials from sources like Zachęta, Europeana, or even PJM Art Encyclopedia, where especially people who use signed language to communicate on daily basis will find recordings interesting to them. This view also allows for the future implementation of a number of facilities for viewing the artworks, starting with the simplest, in example, image zooming for the visually impaired people through the use of voiceover to read text, and ending with more advanced and creative enhancements such as playing sounds based on what is in the image. It can generate an additional experience for visually impaired people who can't fully see. The key feature of our app is the community. A user discovers the new artworks and adds them to his favorite collections. Based on them, it will be possible to recommend various events that might interest him, or even match different users with each other. For example, to organize thematic meetings in the real world. Such an option could be of interest by elderly people who rely heavily on interpersonal contacts. On the technological side, the visible piece of application is written using the React Native library in TypeScript language, which gives it the opportunity to be available on all modern and widely used platforms.
Okay, next slide.
One of the main features of the Art Match.
Sorry. Some technicalities. So in general, the navigating through the art collection should be as easy as the experience is when you use a dating app.
Yes, and we also thought about different parts. Accessibility. So we have some solutions, and we will present it later. Next, we would like to present a film about some solutions and also another film.
Now I would like to talk very quickly about additional features of our application. Our first feature is Translate, which allows us to translate from any other language to Polish. Here we have some example from Europeana, and here we have output. As you can see, quality is pretty high. It's based on Google Translator. Our second feature is speech to text, which allows us to get transcription from the recordings. For now, recordings are stored on Google Drive. Now I would like to play recording in the background, and let's see the output. As you can see, quality of transcription is also very high. Our last feature is recommending events for users. We mock database of users and events. We assume that users like some works of some authors, and these works have some tags. And now by passing username, we get events for them. For this, from the most recommended to the least recommended. Thank you for your attention.
And maybe now a few words about the interface, Aneta.
technology.
Clickable prototype of our main feature. And here we can move the artworks to see the next ones. And we can also see more information about a particular artwork.
So in general, for example, in a tablet version, which is as well a device very widely used by seniors, the whole navigation would be based on 4 gestures, all swap. So swap left, swap right, to like or dislike, swap up to get more information, or swap down to add the pictures to the collection.
Okay, so the most important things are on this slide. And seniors get being a part of Zachęta society, so it's very important for them. It's easy way to educate and watch art in native language. For them, also we have some accessible solutions, and our users can create their own space. So it's not only for seniors, but for all of us. And what is more, they can also plan events online as well as offline. And because of Art Match, they can play and have game and funny way to get new pieces of art. And on the other hand, Zachęta also have...
I think this is going to be the best part to read. Thank you very much. Bravo. Questions from the jury? Yes.
I have 2 questions. First, why do you think that seniors want separate solution if they perceive themselves as a separate group when they turn 60? And the second one, in what way your solution is different than Zachęta website?
Okay, so the first one, seniors are our beginning of the research, and they was our inspiration to connect online and offline experience in Zachęta. And on the second question is that we have ready-to-use tools for Zachęta, and this is really important that we can generate automatically data for Zachęta, for their API, using these tools and to combine it with API.
We also wanted to make the interface much easier, and with the main feature Art Match, which is very easy, and there are only a few things to click, so you can fully embrace the artworks.
Nice presentation, thanks. Can you share your thoughts around data privacy? Because you spoke about tracking, personalization of the service, but of course, post the GDPR regulations and whatever Zachęta thinks about its terms of use and conditions for its audiences, how would you navigate that very sensitive topic right now?
Of course, the senior would need to, after the person would log in, it would need to agree to terms and conditions to the service, but we would collect only the necessary data, which is...
They are fully anonymous, so you can just say, I'm Małgosia and I am interested in this, and this is all the data. So Zachęta will know what people are looking for, but know who they are.
Not that personal data, just the works you like, yeah. And that would match you with the other person that like the same, more or less the same kind of art, and then it would lead you to create an online or offline event together, so you can go together to see the exhibition or be a part of, I don't know, a performance if you are interested in that kind of art.
Thank you.
Okay, what other groups, except for elder adults, could benefit from your solution? Special needs groups, or maybe not at all?
Of course, we were thinking about many groups, and this is why we created some solutions to help Zachęta create new data which will provide better description. Thank you very much. And what is more, it could be also a tool for a teacher or for a student, because if I have my own gallery and there is an option to generate PDF with a scaling czcionka font, so I can create some materials to print, to take it with me and just share also offline. So it's a new possibility also.
We implemented a system to very easy create and print PDF files, which is it is widely used by seniors and by scholars as well to prepare for classes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bravo again. Congrats. And we have the next team. Będziecie mówić we dwie? Dobra, w razie czego wprost do mikrofonu.
Ale żeby już się załadowało, bo ten komputer nie wiem,
Tak, on potrzebuje czasem chwili, więc otwórzcie sobie to, żeby to weszło.
So hello, my name is Dominika and this is Apollonia. We will present you our project called EduFabu, Teacher Story. So we will start about the persona. It is a woman and man aged between 26 and 44 years old, lives in a large city, less than 150,000 inhabitants. And we wanted it to be a teachers of humanities as well as a science subject teachers, not well versed in technology, lack of time for extra activities due to a tight educational program. The need of engaging materials which are accessible when there is a weak Wi-Fi connection at school, and to engage the students having trouble while concentrating. So storytelling, creating lesson modules that contain works from the collection linked with lesson themes and school curriculum. The possibility of choosing the module length, so from short modules lasting about 15 minutes to longer ones with the possibility of joining them freely, and co-creation of learning materials by teachers and students, creating activities for students based on the knowledge in modules. And now Apollonia will show us the EduFabu Figma project.
Yes, so we thought about the two levels of authorization. Let's search the expert one, which is dedicated for teachers, but also other experts like art historians. After passing login and password, we can choose our area of interest. So let's say we are into art. Then we choose time interval. Let's let it be short. And now, whoops. And now we can search our collection. We can see singular items as well as collections. We can filter them by different filters. And also we can see other categories, as well as related topics. Because as my friend said, we want to amplify this idea of interdisciplinarity. Okay.
Yes, for discovering links between the disciplines.
Yeah. Also, we thought about accessibility. We aim our project to be in English as well as in Polish. We can change size of fonts. Here we can see which type of module we chose, and also when we click here, we can see a whole module which we have created.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea is to either print or download the collection. So we thought about this weak Wi-Fi collection in schools and the need of teachers to access the materials only like offline. So that's why we present this printable
PDF.
Yeah.
Where you have a zip and there you have the PDF and the PowerPoint presentation and also the audio, movies and photography or something else.
Yes.
To the presentations. So the advantages of our project is to encourage recipients to explore and expand their knowledge, mainly the students, discovering links between the disciplines, not necessarily related to art, simple and and universal design, simple, ergonomic, clear, well contrasted, and what else? And the teaching can be potentially be decentralized because of the encouraging the students and.
Yes. So we should mention now how we decided to activate students, and as I showed you, next to every item in the collection, we have QR code, which students can
like scan, like you have with your phone, with using the
the phone camera.
The phone
so
camera.
basically, during a lockdown, a student can organize a collection, an exhibition, basically at one's house, or during an Earth Day in school, one can create an exhibition in a gym hall, for example.
Yeah, and we also thought about idea of gratification for the student. So we were also thinking about the codes QR, which are giving us an augmented reality filters based on a collection of Zachęta, and I can show you this one filter, so you can choose it. So this is a the filter based on Jan Siby's artwork.
Yeah, and can you describe how we can access such a filter?
By the QR code, so we can also we can only with the camera, and then we are invited to the Instagram or a Facebook, and we can use it.
Yeah, so the idea is that once a month an article on the platform will appear with such a QR code. So this is one option, or as a gratification when a student, for example, would create a collection, after choosing items, it will be, the QR code will be given additionally.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think we
just finished.
Yeah, okay. I didn't mention it, but you can see it on the here that we can also exert like, oh my god, the speed. Dobra. Text to speech translation, let's say. is available.
Yeah. Okay. So our team, Anna Schatz, who isn't present with us today, but she is in Zoom. Apollonia, me, Katarzyna, who was our
Responsible
programmer,
for
Zofia, and Zuzanna, who is also not
Missing
present with us, but she was a UX and UI designer.
Yeah. So that's it.
Thank you.
Perfect. Very good timing. Still 10 seconds left, so you have 10 more seconds for questions. Ladies and gentlemen, yes.
Okay, really nice presentation, thank you. I have a question, or maybe I would like to use my head as a teacher, as an academic teacher. So there is an assumption that, that teachers are experts in what they teach. Surprise, not always. So what about new teachers who starts their job, or just teachers who want to extend their knowledge and who are not sure how to create this collection, who are not the experts, you know, what to choose exactly? What solution do you have for, let's say, new teachers?
So one thing is that actually young teachers can have more adequate knowledge, being just after studies and being shown a new literature in a topic, whereas teachers with an experience can sometimes forget to actualize their knowledge. And also, at the beginning, we thought about some set of experts who would moderate such collections. And also the idea of peer review. So, for example, when someone will have, let's say, will be well experienced and will be given by Zachęta, for example, a star of being a moderator, then he can, or she, or can give stars to other moderators.
More questions. Yeah.
I have a question because I'm not sure if I understand well. You have these modules, short, medium, and long, or
yes.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I understand that they're different with time, but I'm not sure how it's working. You just put more paintings in the short, and then that's it, or there's some manual how to use these 3 different periods and what could be inside, how it works.
So, of course, we have also audiovisual materials. So for sure, length of the film will indicate whether it's a short or medium module. And we just assumed that for one painting, let's say, we have about 10 minutes, 10 minutes time. So that's our idea for now.
We have time for one more question.
I can ask something.
Mm-hmm.
So have you tested this idea with users? Have you asked them some questions, and what?
Yes, and we had a positive feedback. We even had a slide about it. Actually, we even had a question when it will be possible to use such a platform. So it's quite a positive attitude. Did we have any negative or?
So the user said that that's it. Actually, a huge plus that it's available to download and to get access when there's Wi-Fi, a poor connection at school.
Perfect. Congratulations. Bravo. Success. Możecie zostawić na tym. Okay, and we have the next group already ready. on getting ready. Dobra, wy tu sobie wrzuciliście plik? A, na dysku, dobra. Gdzieś sobie wrzuciliście... A, dobra, śmiało.
Jo. Słyszycie nas?
Tak. Tak.
Super.
Jak najbardziej.
Cześć wszystkim.
Jesteś Julia?
Jestem. Jestem.
Widzicie nasz ekran?
Tak.
Super.
Na dwa mikrofony?
Hello, we are a team called Fantastic Seven, and we aim our solution towards neuroatypical person.
Towards people with visual impairment.
Yep. Let's start with our persona. Our role model is Yola, female 35, living in a medium city with significant visual impairment, troubling her from the childhood. What troubles her the most is dependence on the others when it comes to art. Should like to be independent as it's possible without relying on others' help. Should like also to use her other senses when it comes to art, especially when it comes to voice describing her the work, but also the ability to feel the artwork beneath her fingerprints. She feels left out when talking about art with her friends. Our solution is a mobile app with universal user interface, giving you ability to explore galleries resources or create your own personalized collection and generate tours with option to share it with your friends and socialize right here in Zachęta with your buddies.
And now a few words about the educational value of our app. So the main educational value here is self-development. So you can actually get to know more about art, but without the boring part. Another educational value would be that people with special needs, they are no longer excluded from the cultural life. And the third, that you can build social relationships, because we would like our users to be able to share their collections with others and to discuss them on social media. And a few words about the compatibility with the accessibility standards. I would just mention the most important ones. So we would provide text alternatives for all the images as well as the audio description. Another thing would be that we would use simple and understandable text, and this would apply also for the buttons, for the labels that we use for the buttons. We would use high contrast for both visual and non-visual elements. And last but not least, we would like our solution to be compatible with all kinds of software used by people with disabilities, especially voiceover and NVDA. And a few words about our MVP. So the main functionalities would be that you can look through the Zachęta collection and the Europeana collection. In the future, you would also like to make Wikimedia and Wikidata available. You can also build your own collection and you can share it with others. And the last functionality would be events calendar. So except from making your own collection, you can also find out what happens in the city. You can talk to others about it and you can enjoy the exhibitions with them. And now Joanna will tell you a few words about our prototype.
Yes, of course. Just give me a second. Okay, please tell me just, did you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, as you see, after downloading our app, you can log in or register. And what's more, the first steps in our app is that you can personalize or customize the user interface for your needs. Also, you can personalize your app if you give us an information about your localization. We can show you, for example, cultural events next to you. So we can start. At the beginning, we have an onboarding which show us how it works, how explore our app, which I will show you on examples. And as you see, we are on the homepage of our app. Here we can have a button with help and which contains accessibility declaration. But we would like to explore the art. This is an example of the art which you can swipe right if you would like to explore more, or swipe left if you would like to see something similar to art which you see. This is something like. Also, we have to add it audio description. We have prepared an example. Tomek, could you show this example for this picture?
Just a second. Damn it. Okay.
It's not
too bad.
work.
Okay, we have to start the presentation again.
You can just
okay.
The photo shows the outline of a white woman, about 25 years old, in a black, tight-fitting dress. The woman is looking directly into the lens. She has a white headdress on her head. The photograph was taken in black and white and gives the impression of X-ray quality.
Okay, perfect. You can also back to the main
can
menu.
you just take over the presentation?
I'm not presented now.
No. Oh. Okay.
And now?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Now
It's
it's okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so there we can go to the My Collection, and here you can see collection which we like. For example, when we hovering on the
so we're
example,
running
we
out
can-
of time, so maybe we can just quickly go through the rest of the slides.
Okay, so you can just share with your friends this collection or add. Now it's what is. Co teraz widać?
Okay.
The photo shows.
Prezentację.
I took over the screen. So just a quick summary. You can use the app at home, but you can also use it in Zachęta. We won't go into the code details now, but it was already sent. Those are some enthusiastic reviews by our users. And we also have some plans for the future, but I guess we have no more time to talk about them. So thank you very much. And
congratulations, bravo. Yes, bravo. Questions you may have to our group.
Why do you decided to create an app and not website?
Why app, not website?
okay. Generally, the idea of this app was to make it as engaging as possible. So we were inspired by Tinder, and we wanted to have this really great experience that you can just swipe, look through, and that it can involve you in a way. It can be more attractive. You can do it in a bus or wherever you want when you just feel like looking at some artworks. And another good idea about it would be that you can take your phone with you everywhere, and you can download some of the works, the selected artworks, and you can, for example, later on listen to read the descriptions when you are in Zachęta. So, yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Thank you.
Just simply amazed. Okay, congratulations, bravo to our team. And we still have more to join us. So, we have the team fully online, right? To present and share with us. So join us. Actually, me here on this. Krzysiek będzie prezentował, czy wy prezentujecie? Dobra.
I na mailu wysłałyśmy link do prezentacji.
Na tego mojego firmowego?
Tak, tego, który jest podany na Slacku.
Canva?
Tak. Jak się wyprostuje, to nawet prawie będziemy.
Zrobimy sobie tak, tutaj sobie zatrzymamy, żeby nam tutaj nic nie przeszkadzało. Ja tutaj sobie zobaczę, że mam właśnie ciach, prezentację ciach. Artify. Wygląda jak wasza?
Wygląda jak nasza.
To dobrze.
Teraz mam nadzieję, że to jest dobry link. Dobry jest.
Najlepszy,
tak.
jedyny słuszny.
Dobrze, innego nie wysłałyśmy.
Nie wiem, co mogę ci więcej powiedzieć. To jedyny, który ja się rozwijał.
W sensie, czy to się zaktualizowało do tego, co przestawiliśmy?
Dwa mikrofony?
Tak, dwa nam powinny wystarczyć. 3. To co, ja zaczynam, tak? Już mogę zaczynać?
Okay,
so hello, we are team number 3, and we would like to present you today our educational solution, which we addressed both to the teachers but also to the students, because we agree with these words of Pablo Picasso, that every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up. And so we focused on the creative use of a combination of art and technology in our solution. Our user's persona is Aneta. Aneta is a humanities teacher in primary school, and she works a lot, and her main problem is that she doesn't have a lot of time to prepare the lessons scenarios. Aneta also is not an expert when it comes to art, but she knows how important is for her student contact with art and to boost their creativity. Following the conclusions of the interviews with teachers, we noticed that it's also very difficult for teachers to organize a full day trip to the gallery or museum. So what is the solution for all those struggles? The solution is an educational game about art created with the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning. In this game, every user can create an image that looks like it was painted by one of the famous artists. For example, as you can see here, Ryszard Winiarski. And maybe now I will let to our team member Krzysztof, who is with us on Zoom, to explain the mechanism, how it works, and the technical details of our application.
Hello, I hope that you hear me well.
However, yes, we hear you.
I will
Okay, so that's cool. So yes, the main core of our application is the virtual resources from Zachęta and from Europeana. We use them to create data sets, which will be used by the teacher. So work with app is really easy. The students have to paste some ID and the code provided by the teacher. Then the code refers to the data set which were chosen by user. For example, there you can see 3 pictures from Beksiński, and the user try to see some familiarities between those images, try to see the common features, and based on these common features, he create image. He chooses some keywords, and when he's not so glad of the result, he can choose the words and try to compare them one more time. Okay, now we can see, oh, something gone wrong, I see. However, oh, it's one more time of the beginning.
Which slide do you need now, Krzysztof? It will be easier like that.
I wanted this slide all the time because there is some kind of the video.
Just a second. Okay.
Okay, so at least you can see one more time the verification. This is exactly this code, Beksiński 845. It's a code which is provided by the user, and it refers directly to the data set with the Beksiński images. This images has been downloaded from API, and they are just in the random order. Every round they are different. The student chooses the keywords. The keywords are created by the students. They are just the words which he wants to use. Student was not glad of the result, so he one more time generate the image.
And again, you can try like that.
So he submits this image, and now the 4 of these images are another user's images, and he chooses which the image is a true one, because there is one true one between those 4s, and this is the ranking. Ranking will be shown every after turn. I give my voice to my colleague, which will show you the UI of the application, because this is the backend.
Okay, can you hear me? Before the students will be allowed to play, the teacher needs to choose set of the pictures to be used during the lessons. So we run to the teacher's flow. He starts with a quick introduction of the app. Then in teacher's mode, we've got the opportunity to choose the lesson with description of artist and his style. Then the code is generated and it's given to the class. Then we've got the student mode. And just quickly, we prepared quite clear and simple and easy to use UI just to fit to the younger students, but also to the older teachers. It fulfills most of the accessibility norms. All colors of the UI meets contrast standard. We've got no time limit. We've also got an option to change the size of the content, especially the font and the picture sizes. Also, we enabled options to choose proper colors according to the color perception. And what are the benefits for education of our app? We teach the independent and critical thinking, so useful nowadays. We've also teach students to see the links, the connections between the art pieces. They search for the most characteristic, distinguishable features of artist styles. We want them not to just learn by heart artists and their famous masterpieces, but more important is to learn how to perceive, how to consume the art. That makes them future conscious art gallery visitors. In an attractive, fun way, pupils discover the world of art. They are amazed by the AI and motivated to generate their own image. For education paths, can be connected to the school's curriculum, as well as to the latest exhibition in the gallery. We want to invite teachers to the cooperation with this app by creating their own set of images using Zachęta and Europeana API.
Moreover, what other advantages we see in our solution? That each user, not only students, can have fun of generating images, describing them, and this gamification mechanism in this app can engage students during the lessons. This is quick, ready-to-use lesson scenario, practically. And we tested this solution with teachers because they will use it, and this is what they said about our solution, that is cool and clever fun at the same time. And they really liked it, and they were in different age, both young teachers without any experience, and also older teachers. They said that they will use it easily on their lessons. And this is who we are. And that's all for today. If you want, you can also, thank you. You can also use this app actually now. If we can share the screen with QR code, you can try how actually it works and generate your own pictures describing them.
Yes, you can use QR code or just use the link. So it's up to you.
Yeah, and the pin is Beksiński without Polish. Beksiński 845. O, teraz. Okay, now you can see.
In the meantime, you may have any questions. Yes.
Thank you for a nice presentation. Could you tell us more about the training data and the tech that you're using to go from text to images?
Krzysztof, if you can, did you hear the question?
Yeah, but I had a problem with hearing the question. The truth is,
A bit louder again. Can you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'll try once more. Can you tell us about the training data that's used, and also which technologies or which APIs are you using for your text prompt to the image generation in the app?
Okay, so we have used Stable Diffusion. It's an algorithm which is pre-trained, so we only a little bit change this algorithm in this case. But as the API, as I mentioned, we're using Europeana and Zachęta APIs. So they are mostly used to create those data sets which will be used by the user, because we wanted user to use some additional aid for the lessons. But the main answer for this question that we use pre-trained Stable Diffusion algorithm.
All right, thanks.
Agnieszka, in front of you.
Thank you for the presentation. I have a question about your example about Beksiński. Have you considered any parental filters or any, I don't know, limits for young children? Because I'm not a parent, but I have some doubts.
Yes, we also had this question during our tests.
Okay.
Actually, this algorithm is like quite self-censored. This artificial intelligence algorithm. So, yeah, it's censoring itself. Like if it creates by itself something which can be which shouldn't be shown to the children, it's blurry. It's all blurry, so you cannot practically create anything and see anything bad.
So first you have to put your age, and then
No.
Okay.
This is the code.
No, it's not directly necessary because it depends of the code. It depends of the data set. For example, you can choose the images which will be for the children. However, as my colleague mentioned, the algorithm is a little bit like self-censoring. It's not showing you the bad things, we can say.
Any pornography, anything which can... which even is close to pornography, because even if it creates without writing any uncensored words, even if you don't use it, sometimes it creates something in weird shape, let's say, it doesn't show it. It shows something blurry, so you have to just repeat and create another image.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for this presentation. I saw your code. It's impressive. You started from the first day. Can you tell me something if there is also some part of the code or setup that is for the machine learning tool?
Maybe this was actually my fault, our fault, that we didn't understand well the programming part, which Krzysztof and Michał were responsible for. Maybe machine learning is actually too much in this app. More algorithm is using machine learning. Maybe Krzysztof can have you
Yeah,
heard.
I always have a problem with hearing the questions, so that's
yeah.
the thing why I'm not.
Piotr, could you
answering it,
please
because,
again? And I will.
Yes, is there a remaining part of the setup that is done in the code? It's not in the repository, because I can see that there is a lot of other things going on in the application.
So application is located in the main PI, and there you can locate it. However, it was a Michał part, so
It's actually, unfortunately, cannot be with us live.
It somewhere else, because I was not checking the repository. I mean, in the last steps, he was just pushing the repository. He was giving repository to the public. So I'm not sure about it.
We can try to reach him with the message, because he's in. Yeah, we can try to answer later, maybe, if you want to.
Okay, any other quick question? No, perfect. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Oof. So now the hard part begins. So discussing, debating, and deciding. So ladies and gentlemen, for the ones of you who are on the stream, now you have more or less 45 minutes break. We'll come back to you 12 to 4. For now, I will gather our jury to come to a quiet room when we could decide and see, I don't know, decide on the winners. And the rest of you, I'll leave in safe hands of Victoria and Ola, who will share with you a few more information. And then you're also going to have a break. So expect us 20 to 4, right? 20 to 4, more or less in 45 minutes from now. And well, this is the most intriguing part of the whole event. Before we go into the winners, I would also like to acknowledge and share with you some kind of insight that I personally heard from my mentor once time, that if you go to hackathons, if you do innovation design, if you design new things, in general, it's like we're throwing the dice. Kind of, you cannot influence if you have 6 when you throw the dice. But what you can influence is you can influence how many times you try. So regardless of the results today, I really strongly encourage you to keep throwing the dice, because eventually there is going to be one time when you will roll 6. Jeremy? Yes, so now I would like to announce the winners. Yes, with me. So it was a really tough discussion we had, but we were able to and eager to select the 3 places, and we will start from the 3rd, of course, to the first place. So.
Okay. Yeah, we are starting with the first, but do I have any?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, because I want to say one thing, because it was very, very hard to choose one, and then to choose 3, and then to choose also second place. So it was very, very hard time, but we probably all can agree you did a great job, and we are very, very glad, and we are very happy that we had this opportunity to watch all these presentations and to think about which project is probably not the best, because it's not this word that we want to use. Which project we will choose today for this project, for this opportunity. So just think about this like something that it's probably possible to do, or probably the right to do, or maybe just all of us together think that it's the best for today. Okay, so the third prize of 2,000 euros go to EduDeft. Congratulations, Team 1.
Yes, again, bravo. Contrast, the winning team, stand with us. We're going to have a photo, just to remember. So, creativity, one thing, presentation second, the product third. So then the second team, we decided to award.
Okay, so second prize of 3,000 euros go to Kappa.
Team number 8. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Can you join me? Yes, yes. Oh, uwaga na kable. Yes, not to kill yourself on the way for your prize. Okay, well, the first prize for our hackathon 2022 September goes to...
Yeah, so Artify, team
number 3.
Congratulations.
Join us. Be sure that we're going to have, winning teams photos together. Yes, and so now we're going to have, we have teams that the concept that you presented were really appealing. We were having a really hard discussion to pick out of all of the teams, as mentioned. But I really hope that you can kind of take this experience from the whole week as an opportunity also to learn and to flourish with your competencies, skills, and a lot of creativity and a lot of engagement in the whole product design process, because it was a really, really intriguing and interesting week, I think, for all of us, right? Great. So bravo once again, and for all teams participating.
just a little announcement. For everybody else, please direct yourself to Natalia. Natalia, reveal yourself, and you'll get a little gift as a souvenir. Thank you very much.
Yes, and at the same time, of course, also we are prepared to share with you, because it was a long and interesting process we done together. It's really 6 days, right? 6, yes. It's like this, Monday to 6 days. It was also a great learning opportunity. So do expect we're going to prepare your diplomas, because it was a hell of a work during the whole week for a hackathon. Thank you very much again, and well. Now let's have some fun, connect, discuss, and share some ideas about the concept that you presented to us this day today. Thank you very much. Okay, so maybe the last photo we can do together. Can you join us, ladies and gentlemen, everyone here? Would it be possible to see our Zoom people? Show yourselves, everyone on Zoom. Show yourselves so we can see you and take a group photo together. Quick information from people on Zoom: you can also show your faces. You will be included, right, in the photo. So make sure that we can see your faces. Słucham? Ja się może faktycznie. Fair point. Thank you very much. Dzięki. Jeszcze, nie uciekajcie, jeszcze czekajcie. I teraz machamy, tak? Uwaga, 3, 4, machamy. Okay, perfect. Zuza, jak technikalia? Dobra. Właśnie, jakby logistyka teraz.
Tak. Nie wiem, może tam, przy...
Zwycięskie zespoły, czy na razie...
Nie, zwycięskie zespoły, które nie wygrały nagrody głównej.
Kwiatuszki.